Great morning, great morning, great morning. I am Nicole D. Jones, and I'm just happy and grateful for another day. I'm happy and grateful for life. I'm happy and grateful for Freedom Friday. I am happy and grateful that I woke up this morning. Okay, I'm happy and grateful that I woke up with joy. I'm happy and grateful that I woke up with peace. I'm happy and grateful that peace surpasses our current understanding. I'm happy and grateful for these things. I'm happy and grateful for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Today is actually a federal holiday. Big ups to President number, what is it? 46. So, it is Juneteenth federal holiday, and I'm happy and grateful for it. I'm happy and grateful that yesterday, when the law was passed, that I was able to ask my father, so how does that make you feel? Because he was a child in Texas, and he was there when it took 2 years for them to know that the law of abolishing slavery had been passed. Texas didn't find out till 2 years later. So just being able to share with him how that experience was living at that time, and then seeing it as a nation where, it is now a federal holiday. It's recognized, it's acknowledged. It, like he told me how he felt. I wasn't expecting to hear what he said, but the reality is, we live through things, we go through things. They put a wound on us. But when you can actually come to a place where you're still grateful, you're happy and grateful for progress and growth, it doesn't take away what you went through, but you can recognize the progress and growth. That's major, okay? So I'm just happy and grateful for life. I'm happy and grateful for you. I don't take you for granted. I don't take days for granted. And because I don't take days for granted, I try to be very intentional not to take one another for granted. You should try it. It's a good way to be, okay? But so y'all know we've been going over the laws, all right? We're going over the 7 laws that you must honor to have uncommon success. All right. Had to make sure I open my mic, because that'd be terrible if I was just over here talking to myself. But anyway, so the first one was the law of difference. The second one was the law of the mind. The third one was the law of recognition. We went over the law of 2, the law of place, and now today, number 6, the law of honor. So if you're on this call, if you're on a replay, I need you to know that today you need to have a piece of paper. You need to catch these nuggets, all right? So I always talk about Nikki nuggets. I'm giving y'all some today, okay? The law of honor, because I was gonna try to do the last 2, but man, this law of honor is so rich. Man, I can't do it. I can't even get through. Well, I'm gonna try to get through the law of honor, but man, it's so relevant and it's so important to us, okay? So the law of honor, what I need you to know, that every sin on earth is a sin of dishonor, okay? So every sin on this journey is really a sin of dishonor, all right? So why do I say that? Think about the 10 commandments, all right? So the 10 commandments, I don't know all of them. I'm just be real with you, all right? I don't have all of them memorized, but we know some, we know some. But with the 10 commandments, the first 4 deal with honoring God. The last 6 deal with honoring people, all right? So the 10 commandments that come from Jehovah God, the first 4 are dealing with honoring God, the one who created the commandments. The first 4. The last 6 are commandments on how we deal with each other. That's a nugget right there. Y'all catch that? Okay? So the last 6 of the commandments is how we deal with each other. But the first commandment starts with number 5. All right. So the first commandment of our people is honoring our mother and father, and it will go well with you all the days of your life. All right. So different versions: honor thy mother and father, that you may have long life. So how you honor your parents will extend your life or shorten it. That's deep now. So wisdom. Okay, so what I want you to know, write this down. Honor is different from wisdom, okay? Because wisdom is the recognition of difference. It's right and wrong, righteousness and evil, good and evil, all right? You could think of it like God and Lucifer, okay? That's wisdom. It's recognizing a difference. But honor is the willingness to reward someone for their differences, okay? So I'm gonna say this again. Wisdom is the recognition of difference. So we're wise enough to know good from evil, God from the devil, right from wrong. That's wisdom, okay? But honor is when you're willing to reward another person for their difference. You're willing to not look at their flaw and talk about it, but you're willing to honor. You have the wisdom to recognize the difference, but then you're willing to honor it, okay? The law of honor is the most important law on the earth. Honor is not an anointing. It's not a miracle. It's not an answered prayer. It is your personal choice to celebrate the distinctive difference in another one. All right? So here's the deal. We got 10 commandments. The first 4 is in regard to honoring God. The last 6 is how we treat each other, how we honor people. The 5th one, which is the first one about honoring people, is about your mother and father. Honor our mother and father, and it will go well with me all the days of my life. Now, some of y'all know, just through me talking, or if you know me, my dad is here in Georgia with me, right? Because I honor my father, he goes to Golden Corral about every day, y'all. Lord, I don't even visit my father at home. I visit him in his office, all right? Then he got a little geriatric crew that come in too. So now they do like this whole counseling with the VA on Tuesdays. So we do the counseling after the counseling. But I tell you what, I used to not go. I used to be like, oh my God. I mean, it wore me out, y'all, because I don't know about y'all, but I just don't like the troughs. I don't like buffets. Like, I'm just traumatized with Golden Corral. But because I honor my father, all right, I'm willing to see a difference in him. And I will go sit in there. I have been in there, y'all, literally for lunch and dinner, because we were in there so long. Now, to some people, that's nothing. But because I honor my father, I'm going to honor what it is that he likes. I'm going to get out of myself, and I'm going to put myself in a humble posture, and I'm going to go into his world, okay? That's honor. That's honor. My dad doesn't like, as he's gotten older, he used to cook and all that. But now my dad don't like eating people's food that they cook, which blows my mind, because you eating food that somebody else cooked and everybody touching. But hey, whatever. It doesn't have to make sense to me. All right? I honor my father. I love my father. And because of this, I am going to humble myself. And I'm going to go and I'm going to adapt to him because of the honor that I have. All right? And then, because it says when you honor your mother and father, it will go well with me all the days of my life. Now, when I read that version in the Bible, it's funny, but if I'm honest with myself, and I didn't think about it until right now, just saying this to you guys, man, my life is well right now, regardless to what's going on and what's not right and what's not the way that I want it. Man, it is well with my soul, y'all. Okay. It is well with my soul. Now, a lot of it is probably because I'm really focused in on personal growth and self-development. But when you do that, like I tell you, your perspective switches, it changes. Now, I think my family tired of going to Golden Corral, because now we going. So now even the kids like, Gigi, are we going to Golden Corral today? Mommy, are we going to Golden Corral today? Because now it has become a part of my day. Not because it's what I want, but because I honor and I love my father. And I'm at a place in my life where I just want time with him. And if that means I got to go sit in there with him, I'm going to sit in there with him. All right. So wisdom is the most important key that we'll get on this journey. All right. I want you to write this down. Your future is determined by who you choose to honor. Your future is determined by who you choose to honor. You got to understand that there are seeds, okay? So the Bible teaches us about territory. Listening is the seed of learning. Knowledge is the seed of change, but honor is the seed for access. We've been talking about access, y'all. All right. So I want you to, again, your future is determined by who you choose to honor. So the Bible is the seed for territory. Listening is a seed for learning. Knowledge up here is a seed for change, but honor is the seed for access. All right. Adaptation is the proof of access. All right. That's what we're looking for. Okay. All right. All blessings come through a chain of authority. All right. So now listen to this. Honor is the seed for access into any environment on this earth. Honor decides who desires you, who accepts you, and who rewards you. Honor does that. Honor grows in every environment, in every single season of your life. All right. So we've talked about it before. Now, you know that in this journey, it's a fixed fight. I say this all the time. Our journey is a fixed fight and we've already won. But when you think about it, we go through seasons. Our journey moves in seasons. Okay. So we have to understand that we can't change that. So you got a season. So you think of a farmer. You got a season where you're planting seed. You got a season where you're watering it, where you're tending the land. You have a season of growth where you see now what you've planted is growing. And then you have a season of sale. It's where you take all of these things. You're thinking of a farmer, they take their crops and they sell it. All right. So there's a season of prosperity. But I want you to understand that honor is the seed for access into any environment on earth. Any is the key word. Honor decides who desires you, accepts you, and rewards you. It grows in every environment and in every season of this journey. All right. So here's the thing, and this is what I wrote. God rules the universe through conversation. All right. He rules the universe on conversation. So your future really depends on your conversation. All right. What are you talking about? Who are you talking to? Let's start right there. Who are you talking to? And what are you talking about? If we could really get to a point, and I keep telling y'all this, like, it's like we got to get to a point where we recognize who and what is around us. We recognize our environment. We recognize where we put our time in. What do we sow into? What do we give our time and energy to, right? Because if God rules the universe through conversation and your future depends on a conversation, then everything that you're wanting to know can be found in conversation. Because conversation is the seed for knowledge. All right? It's a seed for knowledge. Knowledge is the seed for change. Man, I hope y'all getting this. I hope y'all getting this. Because like I tell you guys, and I keep telling you while we're going through these laws, it does not matter who you choosing to acknowledge on your journey. I believe in Jehovah God, okay? The laws of the universe is not based on who or what you believe in. It's not based on religion. It's not based on any of that. Because when you really look at it, we're all spirit with a soul wrapped in this flesh. So regardless to what you choose to do, what you make your preference, it can never change the fact that you're spirit with a soul wrapped in this flesh, that you are going to go through a journey and it's going to have an end time. No, Buddha doesn't change that. Being Muslim don't change that. Being Christian don't change that. It just is what it is. It's going to happen to all of us. All right. So you got to understand that the laws of the universe, they apply to us all. They affect us all. Okay. No one is exempt from the laws of the universe. So you're either going to tap into it or you're not. All right. So God rules the universe through conversation. Our future depends on conversations, and everything you're wanting to know can be found in a conversation. Conversation is a seed for knowledge, and knowledge is a seed for change. But check this out. Changes are always proportioned to your knowledge. Changes are always proportioned to your knowledge. Well, what you mean, Nicole? As much as you know is as much as you're going to change, okay? As much as you know is as much as you're going to change. I can come on here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I can sit up here and talk my little heart out till I'm blue and purple and pink in the face. But the reality is, I cannot change your life until I change what you know. Why? Because the way you live, the way that you're living, we live by our knowledge. You're living your knowledge. All right? So you can't change your life until you change what you know. If I come on here, listen, there are like so many reality shows that, you know, the social media is like a platform where everyone can come and they can speak and they can talk and, you know, whatever. If it's ratchet, if it's knowledge, if it's power, it is a platform that is given for conversation. So you got to ask yourself, because if we're going to believe that God rules the universe through conversation, that our futures depend on conversation, that everything that we're wanting to know can be found in conversation, that conversation is the seed for knowledge, and that knowledge is the seed for change, then we need to check our conversations. All right? Because we can't change our life until we change what we know. You can't change the way you're living Because how you live your knowledge. You live what you know. Man, listen. And changes are always proportion to your knowledge. Change goes as far as what you know. All right? If I can change what you know, I can change what you do. I wrote that down. If I could change what you know, I could change what you do. Here's the thing. This is what I want y'all to know. What time is it? Oh my God, it's 10:26. I'm gonna leave it, set it right here. When you're having conversation, you need to listen for information. Listen to the information that is being given to you. Listen for their passion. You got to be listening for information. You got to listen for passion. You got to listen for desire. And you have to listen for the sound of honor. We don't have a lot of time to try to figure out someone's character, all right? Because time is precious. 24 hours in a day, all right? That ain't gonna change. We can't change time, all right? We're not controlled by time. Yesterday, we can't get it back. We're in the present. There's time coming. There's nothing we can do about it, all right? So we gotta get to a point where in our conversations, what we're watching on social media, whatever's being fed into us, you need to listen for information, passion, desires, and sound of honor. Because we don't have a lot of time to figure out someone's character, all right? We don't have a lot of time for that, because then it's wasting time. Listen, when you begin to start listening for those things, trust your first instinct. Trust your subconscious mind. If a red flag pop up in your mind, it's popping up for a reason, all right? We ain't got a lot of time to be figuring stuff out about people and their true character, okay? You have to know who you're honoring. So you think we all know the story of Ruth and Boaz, right? Ruth was a widower who she took care of her mother-in-law when her husband died. She took care of Naomi, okay? So she would go out and work in the field, and Boaz saw her. But what made Ruth stand out from everybody else? Because he heard about how she honored Naomi. He heard about how this young woman, her husband died, and she never left her mother-in-law. She took Naomi with her. She worked and she took care of Naomi. She honored Naomi, all right? You got to look for the sound of honoring people, okay? You cannot change your world until you change who you choose to honor. And I'm going to stop right there, all right? You cannot change your world until you choose who you're choosing to honor, because honor is a choice. Honor is a choice. Hold on, honor is a choice, all right? I want to leave you with this. Honor, and like I told y'all, is the willingness to magnify differences from one another instead of weaknesses, which is why you got to know who you're honoring, okay? You got to know that you're honoring the right people, because flaws are a divine design, not a human choice, okay? Your weaknesses are undeniable. Where you fall short, it just is what it is. We see it, okay? But it is what it is, because check this. Oftentimes, our flaws, which are a divine design. So stop beating yourself up for the things that are flaws in you, that are just, character flaws. Stop beating yourself up. It's a divine design, all right? It's not a choice. You were born with this flaw, but it is because that flaw usually disguises your greatness. Every bloodline and family has a history of dysfunction. So is your background stained? Do you feel robbed of excellence, education, or example? Your decision to embrace the law of honor can compensate for whatever you lack genetically, ooh, and in intelligence. Listen, because now it's 10:30, all right? Stop looking at what we consider our character flaws as something that's bad. It has been strategically designed, tailor-made for you, because in that, the person that is supposed to honor you will see that flaw, all right? And they'll be willing to see it as the flaw, knowing that it disguises your greatness. And they are going to help mold, create, and bring that greatness out of you, all right? Oh my God, it's 10:30. So listen for information, listen for passion, listen for desire, but most of all, listen for the sound of honor and be willing to honor those that you're supposed to, okay? It's Freedom Friday. I want you to stay free. Enjoy this federal holiday that is long overdue, all right? Enjoy it, embrace it. Get the history behind it, y'all. Don't look at it just as a day off. Really go back and educate yourself, all right, on what Juneteenth truly is for us, okay? And I want you to continue to stay humble, stay focused, stay positive. Remember that you are healthy, you are wealthy, and you're prosperous. And everything that your hands go to touch, it must, it shall, and it will prosper and grow, all right? I want you to continue to have a fantabulous day. Smooches.